Right, we want to talk about Australia because they get up and running this weekend as well. It's about a year since Brian's old pal Joe Schmidt took over Australia. His quest to make Australia great again.
Well, how are you? Nice to see you. Harry, great to see you over here again. Can we start with the one question you're probably sick to the back teeth of?
Harry Potter is magical from Potter.
Am I sick of Harry Potter jokes?
Leave those cliches alone.
Makes people smile. I think it's quite funny myself.
Having you back in the team and all you bring, your leadership and your size as well, you just bring so much.
I think I'll have to drop a bit of weight just to keep up with these young boys now in the Aussie team.
You run your finger down the world rankings and you come across the Wallabies in 9th, and all of us are thinking, what on earth's going on?
Yeah, good question. I think, we've probably had a couple of tough years, lost some games that perhaps we should have won and had some campaigns that should have been more successful.
Sitting at home watching what the boys have been going through, you have an urge and an itch to help, and just real grateful to be here and be able to add as much value as I can for this team. And we're slacking in parts, but we're improving, and I think the want to get better is high as I've ever seen it.
I think the Wallabies team, with a good coach and managed well, will be successful.
What are your early impressions of Joe Schmidt?
My experience has been great thus far. He's been very welcoming into the environment. Every coach has their own style, their own flavour. I think for Joe, it's getting your detail right, getting the fundamentals right.
His attention to detail and perhaps pretty different view of rugby has been really cool. Like, I think his attacking mindset and his desire to use the ball when we've got it is really, really great.
For example, just at the ruck, like the language he uses, the specific detail and how hard we want to blast past the ruck, or if your long place is good enough, and language around that. It's really clear, it makes it obvious, and it keeps it real simple for us.
Once all this is done, what are you thinking about when you head back to the room?
Yeah, what needs to be done Saturday in the coming weeks in order to take this team forward and improve.
I always back my ability, and I know what I bring to a team. I want this team to go so well, and that is putting my hand up and trying to learn as much as I can.
Forgot to ask, shoe size?
17 UK, 18 US, yeah.
Big enough.
Yeah.
Good luck finding those.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
And on the subject of luck, Nick Mullins brings no luck at all. He interviewed Harry Potter and Will Skelton. Neither will be playing this weekend. Don't invite Nick Mullins into your home, ever, that's for sure. You know Joe Schmidt really well. He's a very organised guy, very detail-driven guy. What's he trying to do with Australia? Can he achieve it?
Well, that's all their chat, isn't it? The two interviews, it was all about detail, and that is him personified. It's the minutiae, it's the nuances of understanding every play, your role within it, whether you're getting the ball or not, making sure that you're a viable option. He expects extremely high standards, and for you to pick up what he's saying almost immediately. It got more severe, the coaching, thankfully after my time, and that level of strictness, old school teacher, old habits and all that. But he's inheriting a team that maybe are at a bit of a low ebb at the moment. But we always know with Australia, a very highly skillful team, probably lack a little bit of punch in the pack. But if he can bring that finesse, bring that detail to them, they'll be competitive against absolutely anyone. So don't write them off just yet.
Potential banana skin for England, Katie?
I hope not. I think the way England performed last week against New Zealand, good performance and need to close out games. But what they're trying to do, and I think, you look at the run Australia are on, you'd like to hope England can capitalise on that at this moment in time.
I have to read his name because he's new in and it's difficult to pronounce. But Joseph-Aukuso Suaalii, rugby league convert, hasn't played a rugby union game since his school days, John.
He'll be fine. He'll be absolutely fine.
He starts in the centre this weekend.
Yeah, he's a superstar. And he has been in NRL. It's a different game. We've seen that.
Easy position to play, too.
Very easy. Look at this guy. He did fine. I think you look at, Drico touched on it, Australia's issue is probably more up front in and around that tight five. They'll miss Will Skelton. They don't have a shortage of, athletic players or that genetic pool where they're just super athletes. That's not their problem. They've got loads of that stuff. They've actually got a pool that's probably the envy of a lot of countries. Is the detail in and around that. How can they get the ball to him? How can they get the ball into the hands, in space, and actually manipulate defences? So it's a dangerous proposition because we don't really know what to expect.